What's up, guys? I'm BTC. Overwatch's new social functions have had a pretty big impact. Some of it was really positive, lowering the overall toxicity in matches, but there seems to be a very present and growing problem with Smurfs. I want to emphasize, the reason why I'm making this video is not to just merely complain about things. I see something that is potentially going to be a problem, and I want it to get fixed. I want it to be addressed before it becomes pretty serious. And in order to do that, well, we have to bring attention to it. We're gonna get to the bad stuff in just a minute, but let's start on a positive note. The other day, I made a video talking about my own experiences with looking for group and the endorsement system, and so far, it's been pretty good. I've been able to put together teams, and we largely will work cooperatively. People are picking the stuff that they need to pick in order to actually work. There's a lot of communication. We don't always win every single match, of course that's not going to happen, but they feel a lot better even when we lose, because when we lose, we know it's because, well, the other team just played better than us, and it's not because someone was goofing off or someone was throwing or whatever like that. We know that, yeah, we played and they just happened to be better than us, so it's fine. Now, over on the official Overwatch forums, Jeff Kaplan talked a little bit about some of the results that they've seen since implementing the Looking for Group and the endorsement system. So he says, our Global Insights group just finished parsing some stats as it relates to Looking for Group and endorsements. Post-release of endorsements and LFG, the percent of competitive matches that contain abusive chat is down by 26.4% in the Americas and 16.4% in Korea. The percent of daily players being abusive is down 28.8% in Americas and 21.6% in Korea. We're really pleased with the community's effort to make Overwatch a better place, thank you all, and we'll keep working on iterating these features to make them better, as well as exploring other systems to improve the gameplay environment. Obviously, it's not going to get rid of the problem, but that is a pretty sizable dent into it. I think mostly it has to do with the Looking for Group system, people being able to find other players that are going to be on kind of the same page as them and working together, as opposed to the endorsement. I think the endorsement is going to end up being more short-term than anything, because right now we have a lot of people being overly fake nice. But the thing is, that's not really them, and they're just kind of playing the part in order to get those rewards. But I think eventually people are going to get bored of it, and they're going to realize that the rewards aren't quite good enough, and the mask will slip, as it were, and they're going to go back to being the way they were before. So the difference between being fake nice and real nice is the fake nice people can always lapse back into just being the toxic jerks that they were before. So I think the main thing here is going to be the Looking for Group. Unfortunately, the Looking for Group also has some problems, and now we have to go into the bad stuff. Because the same system that might help you find a good group of players to work cooperatively together and to climb the ladder will help another person to find a group of throwers who are going to join a match and then goof around and just throw the match and lose and deliberately derank as low as they want, whether it's to bronze, silver, whatever. Let me show you what I'm talking about. The other day I went into Looking for Group and I saw one named Road to Bronze. Now, if you don't know what this is, it's a group specifically set up to throw matches. They want to derank so that they can smurf at the lower rank, so that they can basically cause trouble for bronze and silver players. Now, to confirm this, I actually went into the group and I asked them, are you guys throwing? And they said, yes. This is just one half of the problem. The other part is when they form groups to actually smurf at those lower ranks. You can see a couple of examples here. The Looking for Group system and the private profiles have made it significantly easier and safer for these players to group up, to throw their matches, and to drop their rank all the way down to whatever they want, bronze or silver, and then they can goof off and smurf down there. It's easier because everyone in their group is trying to do the same thing. They want to lose so that they derank. And it's safer because you don't have to worry about them reporting you. If you were to just solo queue, there's a chance your team might end up winning even when you're trying to throw, And there's a pretty good chance that the rest of your team, or possibly the other team, will also report you and get your account suspended. But if you're in a group like this, no one on your team is going to report you. And the enemy team will have no idea that you were set up specifically to throw unless you do something painfully, stupidly obvious, or you tell them outright. Like if you tell them, hey guys, enjoy the free win, we're throwing, then yeah, they're gonna know and some of them might report you. But if you just don't communicate with the enemy team at all and you just let them win, they might think that it was just a steamroll, that your team was just terrible, and they'll take the free win and they'll be happy about it. The problem is, though, that eventually that throwing group is going to get to a point down low enough, whether it's bronze, silver, whatever, where they are now going to start goofing off, and they're going to start ruining the matches for other people. There are smurfing groups that they can join if they want to do that, but I think most of them are probably just going to end up solo queuing, and they're just going to smurf that way. They're going to goof off, they're going to do whatever they want, and they're going to ruin the matches for all of those players in the lower ranks. And because of the private profiles, you don't know that it's a Grandmaster that's in bronze. See, under the old system, you could look at an account and say, oh wow, he was Grandmaster last season and suddenly he's in bronze, so clearly there's a problem here. Clearly this person threw their account all the way down, but with the private profiles, now you can't see that, so you have no idea. So when these throwing groups are put together and they start deranking, yeah, the other team gets a free win, sure, that's good for them, but once that throwing group gets down to the bottom or to wherever they want to be, then all those players down there are now going to have to deal with it, and they're going to have their matches ruined. Now in the past, Jeff Kaplan has talked about Smurfs and said that it's not really that big of a deal because the players, since they're outperforming everybody in that bracket, the system is going to try to rank them up as fast as possible to get them out of there. But here's the thing, those Smurf players are not trying to rank up. They want to stay in the low bracket, so they're not going to play their best. Unless, I mean, they might play as well as they can, but they're still going to try to lose those matches so that they stay in the lower bracket. And in the event they do start to actually climb a little bit, all they need to do is get into another deranking group on the Looking for Group system, and they can crash their rank all the way back down. They can now stay at that lower rank without any concern whatsoever, and they almost never have to worry about actually getting reported because the matches that they're specifically throwing in are going to be in those group matches with 5 other people who are also trying to throw. So how big of a problem is this? Well, pretty much every single time I go into the Looking for Group system, I see one of two things. Either there's a group that's trying to throw and derank, or there's another group that's already deranked and they're looking for Smurfs. Pretty much every single time. So yes, this is a problem. It's only going to get worse because as people start picking it up, they're going to realize that, hey, you know what? We're not going to get suspended. We're not going to get reported. We can just hide our profiles and we can derank all we want and then we can smurf and no one's going to know. Yeah, some of them will get reported and some of them will take the hit. But you know what? I'm willing to bet a lot of them are probably going to get away with it. And this is going to be a big growing problem that Blizzard needs to address. And it's better for them to try to deal with it now than to wait until it gets out of hand. But now I want to know how many of you guys have had a match where you noticed the entire enemy team was deliberately throwing. If you've seen that happen, let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my Discord server. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. The links for that stuff are down below. And remember, always blame the controller because it's never your fault. Also, special thanks to all my Patreon supporters for helping to make this all possible. If you'd like to see what kind of cool rewards you can get for supporting the channel, check the links on screen and down below.